forged in hate, programmed rage, sealed our fate. Red runs high, blood in his eyes. Blue stays cold as the stars die. Black steps heavy, fear hits first. Yellow laughs as the planets burst. Pink cuts fast, never seen. Five shadows hunt the unseen. No mercy wired in our bones, created to crush you far from home. You thought space was safe, thought you'd survive, but we don't stay dead, we multiply. No air left to scream. We're coming back again. In the void with sway, we break you down to win. No hope, no light, no way to run. Psycho Rangers when the war's begun. Ooh, when the war's begun. When the war's begun. Metal hearts, no soul inside. We evolve every time we die. You strike us down, we rise reborn. Stronger scars, sharpened thorns. Across the stars, the signal spreads. Every system knows our threat. No heroes left, no prayers heard, only silence. Then the herd, we feel no pain, we feel no fear. Just your last breath disappear. You can fight, you can stand tall, but space won't hear you when you fall. No air left to scream. We're coming back again. In the void between, we break you down to win. No hope, no light, no way to run. Psycho Rangers when the war's begun. When the war's begun. Red rage, blue cold, black fear, yellow bone, pink fast, five strikers one. Built for war, we're never done. No air left to scream. The stars begin to burn. From the dark we bleed, but we always return. No mercy given, no escape. Psycho Rangers, seal your fate. In space. When the war's begun. When the war's begun. When the war's begun. When the war's begun.
Yeah, it's the Big Rudy Show, you already know. No drama, just peace and glow. Turn it up, let the good vibes flow. Yeah, let's go. Yo, name's Big Rudy Show, I'm the vibe you need. Watching anime flow, yeah, that's my creed. From Power Rangers, morphin' the Rangers unleashed. I bring that hero energy, truth and peace. Late night chillin', good vibes in my zone. Turn the mic up loud, make the rhythm my home. Ain't no hate, no cap, I just do what I do. Spreading love, positive, straight from the crew. People come around, cause they feel that spark. Light in the dark, yeah, I leave my mark. Keep it humble, strong, just letting them know you can shine with me. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my big show. We staying up all night. Catch that good energy. Everything feels right. Ain't no drama here. Just peace inside. It's the Big Rudy Show. Yeah, we are shining bright. Kick back, relax, let's talk enemy scenes from heroes to dreams. Yeah, you know what I mean, no negativity. I'm on a mission to grow, a real dude talking truth on the Big Rudy Show. I'm not that gossip wave, I'm that calm in the storm when the world gets cold. I'm the warm place, so tune in, vibe in, we gon' make it all right. Big Rudy Show, spreading peace tonight. I stand tall with that hero's grace. Tommy Oliver, power in the morphin' space. Every word I drop, every line I say is built on love, we don't play that hate. Welcome to my big show. We staying up all night. Catch that good energy. Everything feels right. Ain't no drama here. Just peace inside. It's the Big Rudy Show. Yeah, we are shining bright. Yo, we talking life, we talking dreams, we talking anime and power beams, we talking kindness, we talking flow. It's all real love on the Big Rudy Show. Yeah, turn it up, let the rhythm ride. Everybody out there feel the pride. This for the ones who keep it real, heart full of light, unbreakable will. So if you feel that vibe, come ride with me. From the anime world to reality. No hate, no stress, just let it go. It's your boy Big Rudy, welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Rudy, Mr. Rudy. Welcome to the Big Rudy Show. Today, we're going to cut it short. So I'm going to show my announcement for Skittle Rampage, talking about the new Funko Pop. It's coming to town. And I get into Jason David Frank with the interview with Jason Faunt. I know I spelled Jason Faunt last name wrong. You know, me and Henry have the same comment. We can't spell stuff. And remember, like the stream, yo. Like the stream. It helps the channel grow. And watch any video and give a like or a comment. Can help me to build my channel up. I don't want to be like dead cricket around my live comments or no likes. Just give a like. It's free. Let's get into the Rampage, Skittle Rampage, Funko Pop dropping new stuff. So Funko Pop update, new lead pop announcement, exclusive drop info for use. I've been following this Skittle Rampage for almost a year. Some great news.
Hey guys, Skittle Rampage here. Welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So today we're going to be going over first looks at a lot of new Funko Pops dropping next week, including exclusives, and we have looks at the new limited edition drops for February. Some pretty crazy ones there. Now guys, before we continue, I do want to ask the question of the day, which is, was there ever a Funko Pop drop that almost made you stop collecting Pops? I know everybody has at least one that annoyed them a lot. All right, let's go and get started with some of the new things that are dropping next week on the common side. So first up, for Pokemon fans, dropping over on Monday, we have 6 new Pops, including Electabuzz, Magmar, Ivysaur, Goomy, Zoroark, and Charmeleon, as well as we're also...
Any Pokemon fanatics we have here? I like the Magmar Funko Pop, the fighter type Pokemon. family making and like Charmeleon. Cause they already have Charmander and Charizard. Family had the evolution of Charmander. That's really cool. But things are dropping in March.
Supposed to be seeing Venusaur in this set and a Pikachu Pop Premium. They are not pictured here, but we should get official glams, closer to Monday. And again, they're going live on Amazon Entertainment Earth around 9 a.m. PT. And you may have noticed that some of these have already actively hit stores over at Box Lunch and Hot Topic. So it's likely that they may go in stock on the Funko Shop very soon too, and other places like, Amazon, Entertainment Earth, etc. Okay, next up we have Hololive Funko Pops. This is our first ever set.
I don't know Hello Pop, but not for me to collect of my collection of Funko Pop.
This includes 3 VTubers. We have Mori Calliope, Takanashi Kiara, and Sakura Miko there. I actually think they did a pretty good job doing their molds there. I also really like that the boxes are distinct to the specific character. That's really cool. Hair detail's nice. Love the colored eyes. I really love the scythe on Mori there. So these are really awesome. And it does seem like people are pretty excited for these, but a lot of people wanted some other VTubers too. And I guess if these do well, maybe they'll try to get some others. That aside though, these Hololive Funko Pops are actually dropping Tuesday next week around 9 a.m. PT, the usual time. Now, some other drops that are happening on Wednesday next week around 9 a.m.
Oh, they're releasing women basketball. That's something new because I remember they're releasing a lot of men NBA. That's really cool. I know that the Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and many more, and Michael Jordan Funko Pop. So this is something new.
PT on Amazon Entertainment Earth. We do have a brand new wave of WNBA Pops. This includes Jewel Lloyd, Sabrina. We also have Kelsey Plum, Paige, as well as Nafisa. So if you're wondering, this is wave 2 of the WNBA Pops. Wave 1 featured a bunch of different players if you guys want to actively look for that. Next up for Pop.
California. Want a free iPhone 11? Yes, free for eligible Californians on CalFresh.
Video games, we have Turok here. I think that's how somebody told me to say that. Hopefully I didn't butcher that again. But yes, we have the Bearded Dragon as well.
I don't know, but I feel this Funko Pop not for my collection either. But I really like not the detail of it, but it's all right. People would like to collect them.
Was the Armor Lust Venator. I think that's how you say that. But yeah.
Watch it. Soon that Funko Pop going to be more up in value. I go, damn, I didn't pick it up.
These pops look pretty cool. Let me know if you guys are grabbing these or passing. Another common drop happening on Wednesday is the brand new Looney Tunes sketched Funko.
Ooh, Looney Tunes. I like that Surrender and Tweety. And Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, or the Taz. I'll probably pick them up. I like the Taz because I know the voice actor who do like a lot of Disney. He also do Taz voice, so I might pick it up.
Upset. This includes Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Sylvester and Tweety, as well as the Tasmanian Devil. I actually really do like the sketch pops. Most of them turn out really good. Let me know if you guys are grabbing it.
Yeah, some sketch Funko Pop are really good and some are really bad, but this turned out really good.
Any of these, and I'm curious to see what they do next in this design. Okay, next up for Iron Man fans, from Iron Man 2, when he's fighting Whiplash in the bot, we have a brand new Iron Man LE pop over at Entertainment Earth. This is a 9,500 piece pop, and this features when he's kind of all dirty and he's crouching down, getting ready to kind of like use his, I forget exactly what that's called, but it like goes in a circle basically, and he takes out all the other like.
Ooh, yeah, that's really good Iron Man. Remember, some are limited numbers of Iron Man up there of Funko Pop.
Armored suits. In hindsight, it's a pretty cool pop when you think about it, but we have so many Iron Man pops. It's just kind of like, oh my gosh, like it's just another Iron Man, you know? It wasn't necessarily needed. However, it's a 9,500 piece pop, so it is limited, so there's not going to be a ton out there. This one will be dropping on Wednesday the 28th around 9 a.m. PT on Entertainment Earth's website. Should be fairly easy to get. Okay, next up, we have first looks at February's limited edition drops. Looks like they're back to full-scale drops. This includes a brand new Christopher Robin with Pooh there at 1,200 pieces, dropping on the 6th of February. We also have Rodon here at 7,500 pieces from the Godzilla set. That's dropping on February 13th. Now, this is where it gets pretty crazy. We finally have the Cyclops comic cover revealed, and that's at 750 pieces, man. That's going to be crazy, and it's such a cool mold. That one's dropping on February 20th and will require points, just like Christopher Robin up there. I don't think Rodon will require points, if I'm not mistaken. And then finally, we have Art the Clown at 750 pieces as well, man. That is a very
Oh man, I didn't get the Art the Clown Christmas one at Santa. Give me what we want. Give me what I want. I need that Art the Clown Funko Pop. Mostly I have all his Funko Pop of the Terrifier. Give me what I want.
very bloody art. Definitely one of the better ones too in the set. So many people are mad about that Cyclops and that Art the Clown. Like if you go on most threads, like Funko News threads about the Art the Clown, people are upset. But it was kind of bound to happen with how many arts they were putting out. Eventually, we were definitely going to get an Ellie one. It was just a matter of when. So unfortunately,
trust me, Terrifier Art the Clown, he's popular out there. If you get, during Halloween season, all his costumes are sold out fast. Before, like if you go like during September or like the end of August, all his costumes are sold out of Spirit Halloween.
Fortunately, there's going to be a lot of incomplete sets out there, and I think this art's going to run a couple $100 because consider that art Funko Shop Chase was going for like $400 or $500.
Yeah, I missed that one with the sunglasses. I was sad. So I need to get the Christmas one for Art the Clown. Buy like 2 of them.
One point, and this is limited to 750 pieces. This one's going to go crazy. Now, as far as the Cyclops cover, it's kind of hit or miss with the covers. Usually they run only like, I want to say around $100 to like maybe $250. Like I feel like the last limited one was the Superman sketch one. I wouldn't say it was like the strongest one compared to the Cyclops, genuinely, because we have so many Superman. But, you know, Cyclops is obviously especially hyped right now with Doomsday. So it would make sense that this one's going to jump up like crazy. And then, you know, X-Men 97 boosts that.
Oh, yeah. For the Doomsday and the X-Men 92, the anime series, watch, guys, pick up the Sock Club, what the value will go up in value. Watch what he said.
Popularity too. So I'm expecting this probably to be a little bit more expensive than usual right now, but eventually it may level out. I don't know though, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about these new limited edition drops and which ones you'll be going after. Okay, moving on to a couple other newer things. First up, for ad icons here, I want to let you guys know that the new AMC Popcorn Bucket exclusive is now arriving in AMC, you know, theater locations. So next time you go see a movie,
Nah, I never pick up the brands.
look in their little toy or collectible section and you guys can pick up a souvenir. Marvel Rival fans, we have a brand new limited edition exclusive, the first one in this set. This is exclusive to GameStop, and we have Cuddly Fuzzle Finn Jeff at 9,500 pieces. So as you know,
Jeff, my name is Jeff. It's the Jeff, it's the one with it's the shark one. I barely play Marvel Rival.
GameStop drops, they're usually only in store. You won't be able to get this one online if it follows how all the other ones have dropped so far. And this one will be dropping on February 11th. So if you're actively looking for this one, I recommend to go to your GameStop stores a little bit early. Maybe try to call ahead and ask them if they know anything about this just ahead of time. Like some stores will tell you, some stores will probably have no idea what you're talking about, but it's worth a try, maybe closer to the release date. But overall, I know it's probably going to be harder to get, so good luck on your hunt for this one. Next up, over at Toy Temple, they're getting a brand new exclusive flocked shadow here. So this is just a flocked version of the common.
Yeah. The flock one is like its hair, like have fur in it, nice and fuzzy. But shadow, I need to watch the Sonic the Third movie still, but I will pick it up.
But I know a lot of people were asking for a flock shadow. Now, unfortunately, they didn't state a drop date just yet, but it should drop soon, so stay tuned. One Piece fans, I want to let you guys know that yesterday, the Brook Wanted poster dropped at Target for pre-order and sold out in about 3-ish hours. It took
Not a big fan of One Piece at all, so I would skip.
longer to sell out than I thought it would, because like the Ghostface pop previously sold out rather quick, and I was expecting Brook to be a fast sellout too, but it lasted a few hours and a lot of people were able to get it. Now, don't worry, even if you missed Brook, officially, he is dropping on February 22nd in store and online at Target again. They're just doing pre-orders leading up to the event, so he will release again, as well as he will be at the Funko shop probably 2 weeks after. So you will have other chances in case you missed this pre-order, so stay tuned. Now, another pretty hot anime exclusive is the Yuta and Rika moment here. This is a GameStop exclusive. Want to let you guys know, just in case you missed it, is that this one is now live at GameStop. A little bit of a delay on the pre-order there, but it is available. I'll have a link down below if you guys want to grab it. Next up, over at the Funko shop, we recently had an LE drop of
Nah, I would not pick up that one either. That Funko Leonardo. No.
Leonardo here at 3,500 pieces. This one actually took a few hours to sell out, most likely because of the point requirement and it's not the strongest TMNT exclusive, but eventually it did sell out. And
my favorite Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. That's my favorite Teenage Mutant Turtle.
in case you missed it or you didn't have the points, it's not too expensive on the aftermarket right now, I believe, so you can go shopping and try to find a deal. Now, some other new things in stock and available at the Funko shop now. You can buy these at the link down below. We have the new Super Saiyan Trunks V-Rare exclusive. You can buy 6 to get a chase. Same with Monkey D. Dragon there. We also have the new Pop Plus Cat in a Hat, Pumpkin Head Glow, a couple Loungefly items. 2 of the Daft Punk Pops are available for pre-order at Funko now.
Cyberpunk, yeah, I like their music. Cyberpunk.
We also have Gennarmy as well as Battle Beast, which does have that
Picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
Voice Mod gives you over 150
bloody chase if you guys want to go after a case. Next page here features the Smile Entity. We also have the new Muppets Baby Pops, as well as a comic cover of Beta Ray Bill, and a couple K-Pop Demon Hunter Loungeflies. Next up, we have some of the new One Piece items available for pre-order. South Park Pops are in stock now, as well as Shin from...
You got Jimmy. I want to get the Timmy.
Sakamoto Days. We also have the Five Nights at Freddy's Funko Fusion Freddy Fazbear and Rob Zombie with bandana. Final page here features a couple new sports pop, including a mascot. We also have Snoopy and Woodstock Flocked, Jake with bacon pancakes, some Masters of the Universe stuff, Britney Spears, as well as an Art Loungefly, and the new Pride and Prejudice pops are available now. Again, guys, you can use the links down below if you guys want to shop the Funko shop for everything new. Last updates for you guys includes closer looks at some upcoming One Piece pops over at Toy Fair. We have closer looks at that new Nico Robin using a devil fruit, as well as the Water 7 Frankie. These both look amazing. Then we also have closer looks at that new
Luffy looked kind of great for One Piece. Like bunch of punching hands around him. I might pick it up.
new Luffy Chrono Toys exclusive where he's using Gum Gum Gatling. Definitely looks fragile there, but it is a really cool attempt at something like this. Let me know what you guys think though, and it is still available for order if you want to grab it. Now, another anime pop that's coming soon, closer looks here, is that Coyote Stark from the Bleach line. This is a glow-in-the-dark pop. I think it looks pretty cool out of box. GameStop exclusive, still available for pre-order on their website. Link down below if you guys want to grab it. Well, guys, that catches you up on all the latest and greatest Funko Pop news. A lot of things in today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy and found this video helpful. Please do leave a like down below if you did. As well as if you have any further questions about anything we just went over or concerns, drop that comment down below and I will do my best to answer it. Now, guys, I do want to let you know if you made it this far into the video, I think maybe tomorrow I might be going over February's announcements expected. We have a couple things for anime, movies and TV, and a couple other things. So I may do that video tomorrow or I may do it like Tuesday. So stay tuned on that. Lots of fun stuff coming in February. That does wrap up today's video though. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure you follow me on all my social medias at Skid Rampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.
So, great announcement of all new Funko Pop is coming in, for February and March. I will pick up some of them. What do you guys think about the new Funko Pop announcement? Like, comment, share. See you in the next video. Peace. Hi, hi DDH. Hi to everyone coming in. It's time for the main event because two YouTubers are streaming at the same time. Dust versus Henry at 5 p.m. But I want to continue. Man, it's watching. I need to watch two Scream, Dust and Henry. But the Jason Faunt interview is an hour, so stay tuned with that. But and so far, that's my first time watching it. So we're all watching it together for the Jason Faunt and with Jason David Frank, learning more about Jason past. So Jason Frank show the Power Rangers talking to Jason Faunt. People know who Jason Faunt is. He is the Red Ranger from Time Force. And also he do a couple of voice acting. Resident Evil 6. Where's the 5? I don't know which one. I think 5 you play as Leon. And
move the
for use.
move my office upstairs so I can get a little bit better Wi-Fi. If you guys just tuned in, I'm all over the place. Welcome to the JDF IG live show, where I'm trying to bring you something every day at 7 p.m. Central Time. A heck of a lineup coming up. We had, just real quick, Leo Rush, Chris Casamassa, Mike Rome, Jimmy J, Bat in the Sun, Sean, who plays voice of Goku, Adrian Morrison, Chris Sabath, who played Vegeta, Derek Thieler. We're rescheduling John Hennigan, Catherine, and Kia. We had today, we're bringing on Jason Faunt. Jason, I'm wearing a little red to represent not only you, I was also Turbo in the Red Rangers, Turbo Red. So we're going to.
So basically, Jason Faunt, Jason David Frank played the Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo Ranger, and Red Turbo Ranger, and Black Thunder. Black Ranger of Thunder Thunder. In the book comment, his different universe, he was Lord Drago and Legend of Our Dragon. He played as Eric Reed.
The Red Rangers together. Got my Power Rangers coffee cup. Appreciate you guys if you just tuned in. Today was a hectic day. I'll tell you about it when Jay comes in. And then we have Rob Pryor, Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool, coming on, Kevin Sorbo. We have Sony. She's a cosplayer, Miss Chrissy Lynn, who painted me up in Bloodshot. David, we have a young David who was young Bruce Wayne on the Gotham shows coming in. Kevin Porter, David Feeling, who anyway, Zordon. Sorry, Aaron, D1. I'm trying to read my notes. If you guys saw my notes, you would understand how sloppy I write. But let's bring Jason Faunt in and take a look and see what he's up to. All right, here we go. This is getting much easier as I go every day.
Yeah, it was during the 2020 the Pandora era. So everybody was quarantined that time. So Jason, you know what? We cannot go to cons, meet our fans. So you know what? Let's have a team up, vying always guests, the voice actor, Vegeta, Sean, Christopher, Sean, the voice of Goku, Leo Rush, a pro wrestler, Zack Ryder, and I will get into that one later on. More pro wrestling and many, many more guests. And I want to learn more about Jason Pass, like, how people work together and many things.
So bring in and bro,
what's up?
You're not wearing red.
Oh, you know what? I can disrobe real quick if you want. It's right behind me.
Don't worry. I just threw this on, man. It's
Whoa.
friends, so I was going crazy today, man. I preset my lights. I'm sitting actually on a chair, and look, I will show you. You're actually on a medicine ball. All right, check out my setup. Perception, great. All right, here's the turnaround shot. Here's my turnaround shot. Here's my sandals. No business thing. Now we go back to reality.
There it is.
Perfect. So, dude, today was hectic, man. Hectic. I broke my phone. I went to take my Harley out. I haven't rode that in a long time. So, everyone's bringing their old cars and their Harleys, and I see families walking together. And I've met neighbors that I've never met like in 14 years in this neighborhood. It's terrible. It's so crazy. Sad. It's so sad. This guy owns a shopping center.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you know that, like, people don't spend time in the neighborhood and they're living? Like, we don't know our neighbor very well or talk to them, but we keep ourselves like to our own house, like an ice box, and people don't go out that much, get to know them very well, because people mostly spend time on their phone or playing video game or watch TV. Go out there, go talk to your neighbor, and you might learn something new. For me, I just moved this house in different area, and I'm gonna learn many people.
Down the road, and he's like, yeah, just relax, everybody relax. I told my employees just take vacation, and I'm like, oh, it's so hard to think like that. Yeah. But he owns a huge shopping center, so obviously, maybe he knows something I don't know. But it's not just about taking a vacation. I don't think me and you we're always traveling on the road. And anyway, let me just back up. If you guys just tuned in, this is Jason Frank, I will say that, and Jason Faunt. Faunt's
Faunt
done a
and
lot
Frank,
of
right? Faunt and Frank.
Yeah, Faunt Frank, Jason Frank Faunt here. Let's just put the JS, Western Time Force, Jason David Frank, Green Ranger, many other things. Jay, can you tell them a little bit about your video games? Because I see you everything, Resident Evil, all your stuff. Can you tell them a little bit about what else that you've done? A lot of different stuff.
Yeah, you know, in terms of your question, yeah, Resident Evil was the big video game I was involved in. And what a lot of people don't realize is that I gotten that opportunity because of my involvement with Power Rangers. So one of the guys that was a stuntman on the show became a producer over working with Capcom. They given me opportunities to audition. I still had to.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of playing Resident Evil video game. I played the first one, second one, third, fourth, 5, and 6. I missed 7 and 8, but the new one is coming soon. I know they've remake 4. They're gonna remake 5 Resident Evil. And Resident Evil 6, Jason Faunt play as Leon. So he probably gonna continue talking about that.
Audition and earn it. But I was fortunate enough to do all the motion capture for Leon Kennedy in the Resident Evil franchise, and it was an amazing opportunity that continues on the Comic-Con world today.
Yeah, I see people out there. There, I mean, look, I brought you in. I never, you're my.
And my favorite character will be Chris. I know the Craig, Valentine, Leon. Then you got Chris' sister. Cause I've been lately. I have the whole collection of the Resident Evil movie, but it's different compared to the video games. Cause there's no Alex inside the video game, but there's some characters in the video game go to the movies of Resident Evil.
Friend. So there's never a time where I have to Google my friend to figure out like where they're born and what they did because we're friends, and that means more than anything. But I did Google a little bit because we've never. I mean, when we hang out, I want people to understand too that this is just a hangout. It's just like if me and Faunt were there, I'm trying to be honest, sincere, and I'm trying to bring value to people. So I had to find out. I knew you were. And Wikipedia says I'm Indian. Okay, so I'm not. Okay, it was changed. Me and my brother went on there, and then it just changed and said we're, so people come up and be like, hey man, thank you for everything and representing. I'll represent anyone, any color, any race. I always say you're welcome. I don't really tell people I'm not. I don't want to let them down. So,
So basically, like the Power Ranger TV series and Zeo. So Tommy Oliver and his brother was Native American, but real life, Jason is not Native American. American.
This is news to me as well. I thought you were Indian this whole time.
Well, I love it. I get a lot of support, and my brother looked great as an Indian,
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know how that storyline worked out. Now I'm gonna have to go back and revisit Zeo and see how they just stuck my brother in there, because I really, as you've done so much that when you watch it, it's a different perspective. It's like corner man, not in the inside. That's why you always people up here. Just to let you know, Jason always helps me with my auditions. I consider him like an acting coach. I really do. I'll send him the Omni boat. That Omni boat movie sank, but it's okay. I did good in it. So you always help me out there, and even on everything, Legend of the White Dragon. I think the biggest thing that you give me is options of never saying, Jay, it doesn't have to go that way. You have different options, so you give me different action verbs. So I really enjoy it, man. And I really do. When you tell me do a scene and laugh it out, do a scene and be angry, then you should see me. I'm like the crazy man. I'll just act it out with this whole the whole thing, so it doesn't become stagnant. So even though I might be like cool Faunt on the backside, I'm really practicing it. So Chicago, Illinois.
Uh-huh.
That's where you were born and raised.
Yeah, I grew up outside of at a smaller suburb outside of Chicago.
Okay.
So I was actually.
So I didn't know Jason Faunt born in Chicago, Illinois. That's something new. See, learning different ranger from different states and their background. It's great information. I know Jason born in West Covina in California. It's not that far where I live. So that's real, like, no, some actor live in Southern California.
About 20 minutes south of the Wisconsin border. I was about 50 miles northwest Chicago. So we were right by the border of Wisconsin, Illinois. Wow. The hometown I grew up in, about 25,000 people, small.
Jeez,
yeah, it was small. So it was, it was a small town. It was cool because everybody knew everybody. Out in these big cities like we live in, you don't know your neighbors. And it's crazy to think of. You could be walking around and meet someone for the first time that you've lived by them for 14 years. So it's cool to have that small town feel, and I do sometimes miss it.
Yeah, it is, but I'm sure everyone's up in your business too in those small towns. It's
yeah, like the city that I used to live in, everybody know who I am. 'Cause our city was kind of small. When I moved to a new place, it's different. Learning people, but I miss living in my own city because it's super small and people know you.
It is like living in a small Instagram town without Instagram, right? You don't need it. God.
Well, it's I would come home and my mom used to get worried because she'd be like, "Hey, everybody knows you're home," because my story through the town, everybody kind of knew of what went on, and she wanted me to just run around and go say hi to these people, and if I don't go say hi to these people, they're going to talk about us that you came home and thought you were too busy to go meet with John and Sally down the road. I'm like, Mom, who cares what these people are thinking? But yeah, everybody knows, and it's a whole different dynamic, but it's special. That small town feels pretty special.
Well, it's good. I think you bring a small town feel to your fans, to your friends. I really do, because it's a different feeling. Like I bring a small, in-home, very personable dojo, even though I'm a corporation and I'm big, but I still bring that home feeling of, hey, we care about how you punch, kick, and block, and we do. So you give that home feel, which is good. And my mom loved you, dude. She'd call you Yummy Faunt, Yummy Jason. So annoying. Hey, you talking to Yummy Faunt? Yeah, Mom. Like, so she loved you, man. And you were so kind to give her video. I swear, every time. And it's just weird. You know what I mean? Like, my mom is just, she speaks what she speaks, kind of like me. And I remember eating a taco, and I was texting. She's like, "Is that Yummy Faunt?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm just eating a taco right now." I'm like, yeah.
Yummy Faunt. Oh man, if I meet Jason Faunt again, so I heard that you call yourself Yummy Faunt. So what's up, Yummy Faunt? I go, yeah, I've been watching the Jason video when he did an interview with you in Instagram a while back. Jason mom called you Yummy Faunt when you were eating a taco.
Yeah. Tell Yummy I said hi. Right, my dad's like, yeah. Tell Yummy we said hi. Okay, Pop's like, it's even more weird. But whatever. So you went to school, the University of North Carolina?
Yeah, University of North Carolina, Asheville. So I went to University of Iowa initially, and I went there because I had a partial baseball scholarship, and then had some things shift for me a bit. Had to move back home and live.
Oh, so Jason Faunt went to a university for the scholarship playing baseball. I didn't know that about Jason Faunt. See, glad we were watching the interview, knowing different Rangers and their backgrounds.
At home for a bit and go to junior college, and then kind of had to regroup. And that's a longer story, but that was my first real failure in life.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a really successful athlete, and the University of Iowa came calling, and they recruited me to come out there, and they over recruited. And after one semester, they're like, "We over recruited, so you're off the team." And I was like, "What?" Like it was just my whole life was revolved around baseball and this school, and they just literally had let me go. They had too many people. So I kind of had to reformulate my goals and decide how important sports and baseball was. I could just stay there and be a student and finish out my 4 years, and or go, hey, you know what? Baseball at the time was a passion of mine. Let's regroup. Let's go.
Yeah, for if you go to a community college, you'll be done for 2 years. If you transfer out to university, that's another 2 year. And when you're in high school, you transfer to an university. That's 4 years. So basically, you do like freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior.
Back home and find another school that's gonna want me. So that was my first real failure, was being sent packing from that baseball team.
Yeah, but here you are. You're successful. We'll talk about all your other stuff you going on. I just want to tell you that that's, I've had 18 jobs by the time I was 18.
That's right.
And Faunt, I failed many karate schools before I got a school that was working. And I don't tell a lot of people that, because I went back in my life and I said, man, I did this school, that school. I opened a school in Azusa, which was a really bad neighborhood. Me and my brother would think, okay, well, we're going to go to a tough town.
Got you. Azusa is the worst town. Probably like back in the day. But I didn't. Now it's really good compared to LA Inglewood. It's bad. Cause Azusa is not that far from me. So yeah.
And we're going to go in there and, a kind of closer in Azusa. I don't say gang related, but it's the place where my brother said, let's go in this place and open karate and say, you want to sign up for karate? Well, that didn't work, because everyone's coming in going, we got the chink chink style. We chink chink. We don't need karate type of thing. So I told my brother, this ain't going to work. And it wasn't just the neighborhood. It was the people that we were attracting. Hey, you want to fight? My brother would say, yeah, come in. And then we fight him. And then he beat him up, and then would leave and then never come back for karate. And he's wondering, oh man, why don't I have students? I'm like, be nice to him. Maybe let's not beat him up the first day. Make him feel they, train a little bit. And he didn't know that as a person. It's just, I'm a different, businessman. And that's what I consider you as well, because did you get a degree in business, or you just went to business school?
Yeah, I ended up, before I moved to Los Angeles, my parents had said, I went, to answer your earlier question, I went to Iowa, went back to junior college for a year and a half, had to live at home again, kind of rebuild up my brand with that, got a partial baseball scholarship, and then wound up to going to University of North Carolina, Asheville, which was a great experience because I got to experience a whole different culture. I'm from the North, Chicago, and here I am going to the hills of North Carolina, where people speak with accents and y'all, and it was an eye-opener of how different that world was. And I went out there, I got my the best thing I ever did. I got my degree in business management with a marketing and emphasis. And that gave me
so Jason Faunt got a degree in business. Wow, he's a businessman. Let's talk about business.
A lot of tools that I use to this day for many other reasons. And before I moved to LA, my parents said, hey, you've got one more year of school left after baseball was done. Finish out your 5th year. If you think you want to go be an actor, I guess go for it, but please just get your degree. And that was the smartest thing that I could have done, because me some extra tools.
Yeah, totally, man. It was great. I mean, people ask me about, high school and college, and I say, yeah, at one time, it's too much to say 8 degrees now. But when I was at Fort, they're like, well, how many, degrees? I got 4 degrees. Everyone was like, oh my God, please tell me what your 4 degrees are in. And I'm like, black belt. Oh, I get it. So yeah, it was like, now it's like, yeah, I got 8 degrees. People are like, what? Now I think they kind of know it's a little bit of a black belt. But that was, I always remember that. And then, just random, I took my friend's ID, and he was in the military. So I was going to go to Vegas and gamble. And I don't know, maybe I was 19 or whatever. So I gave the guy, everyone's listening, I gave him the guy's the ID, want to go gamble. He took my friend's ID back and he said, come here. He said, we need to talk. He said, is this you on the ID? And I said, oh, yeah, that's me. He says, what's your rank? And I said, 3rd degree black belt. Ripped up the cards. I told my friend, I said, what did he ask me? He asked me my rank. I told him what it was, and he goes, you gave him a military ID. And he was asking you for what rank you.
So, I don't know about military stuff, but I know answer no about the ranking from the military. But Jesse didn't know what the ranking is, but we'll get into that.
You are in the military. And I went, oh, I should have said private or whatever rank you were in the military. I'm thinking, oh, okay, 3rd degree black belt. So that was another time where that ID card got cut up and wasn't too happy about it. So people asked military rank. I wasn't thinking military rank. I was just like real cocky, 3rd degree. Thank you for recognizing my rank. I had nothing to do with that.
I must be oozing black belt when you look at me. Thank you.
Yeah. I had nothing to do with that. So I didn't go to Vegas, but
Jay, what's funny? I got to tell you real quick that happened to me at the University of Iowa. And I guess I can tell this story because I was younger, but we had used, at the time a fake ID to get into the bars, and I didn't even drink, which was funny.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go because I was 17. I wanted to get in because that's where all the women were. You were young. You had to be 21.
Yeah.
My best friend gave me a military.
So basically, get into like in a club or bar, which Jesse found, they're gonna be pretty girls over there. So he can say, but he's not a drinker. Back in the days. Now, like people, you have to be 21 to go into a club or start drinking or gamble. And you're in Vegas.
ID to get into the bar. And when I got in, the cops literally came and they said they and I guess using military ID is a big no-no.
Yeah.
And that got me in some. So the story goes is the name of the bar is called the Airliner in Iowa City. That bar, I actually got in trouble with the cops just for using this ID to get in. It's the same bar that Ashton Kutcher he got discovered in that bar by a modeling agent because he was from Iowa. So the same bar he was discovered in, I was gotten in trouble.
Oh, that Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is a movie actor, a comedian, funny guy. I love some of his movies. They're pretty funny. Like, dude, where's my car? Or the Butterfly Effect, the first one. In other movies, but yeah.
that is funny, dude. I think we've all been there, with my daughter, she's, everybody wants to be a little older. I want to be a little older, which I probably never told this to anyone, and I don't really care. When I was 17, I got a credit card. I got an American Express credit card when I was 17. Wow. And you have to be 18. So I was playing big shot, lied a little bit, I just wanted to get a.
Wow, his first credit card when he was 18. When I got my first credit card, I was like 25.
Credit card. Got a credit card. The bill kind of added up. I was young. I had schools, and they're like, hey, you need to pay. I was like, I'm just a kid.
Yeah.
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
Oh, yeah. Now you're just a kid. Okay, sorry. But anyway, I still have American Express back to this day, but it took a very long time for them to accept that. But anyway, just little stories. Everybody, you got daughters, I got daughters. Everybody wants to be that older person, and then responsibility kicks. And we've all done that before. For me, I just wanted to go hang out at those places because my instructors were. I was the youngest one. I was around a good group of people that were like, I wanted to be older, not fit in. I already fitted in. I didn't want to be that. Come on, sir, you need to go back in the car. So anyway, but those are the fun days. But your business degree, so I think that helps anyone. I'm proud to know that, you know, you're an actor. You're a great actor. You have good looks. You can do anything you want. Model. You can go to school. You can play baseball. What is it all about acting where you said, like me, when my mom said, she always tell me I'm acting up. So I'd be like, okay, I'm going to be an actor because I'm really good at drama, dude. You know, I was great at drama, dude. My whole life is drama. Tim and Jenna, like, you got to be so drama over this Apple ID. But I was a drama kid. And I don't know what it was for me. I just wanted to be an actor. What made you just be like, I'm done? I mean,
So drama kid. So basically, drama is more like a theater play. No, I'm not talking about making a drama show. Oh, drama. Talk about drama, but talk about drama as you be part of the like a play or theater when you're in high school or junior high.
it might be a long story. I'm done. I'm headed to LA and I'm going to be an actor. And you actually succeeded. And what happened? How did that happen in your head mentally?
Well, it was actually a specific thing. And it's funny, I'm asked this, and it's a great story. My sophomore year in high school, I had pneumonia, flu or something like that, fevers, chills, throwing up. And back in the day, for those of you that are younger, we used to be able to go rent what's called videos, Blockbuster videos. And my parents both worked, and they're like, well, hey, we're going to rent you some movies to watch. You're going to have to be home from school. You're clearly sick. So they rented me a movie called Risky Business starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And this was in 90. I'd never seen it before. But during that 2 hours, I completely just forgot that I was sick. I was so involved in the movie. It looked like it was so much fun. And I thought, man, how cool would that be to be an actor? It just looked like it was such a great film, so much fun. And at that point there, I thought, you know what? When baseball runs its course, because I knew I was going to get scholarships, I knew I was going to play for a bit. Whenever that's done, whenever that time is, my backup plan at that point was to go move to LA and be an actor. So when baseball finally ended.
That's true. He's an actor now. He did Power Ranger Time for and many things. That's why he moved to LA.
I got my degree. I literally, because of Risky Business and Tom Cruise, packed up my bags 2 weeks after I graduated from college. 2 weeks. And hopefully, Jay, we touch later about all the jobs you and I have had, because you did touch, and I think it's so important to know. We didn't just wake up and have this success. We've done some major things to build up to where we are.
Before we leave, we should ping pong that a little bit. You go, I would love that. So then Risky Business, and then you moved, and was Los Angeles. See, my second audition was Power Rangers. So people think I had easy. And it might have been, but tons of tournaments I've lost, tons of matches I used to lose and fight all the time. So I kind of felt like I went through that. Okay, keep going, because I've been competing my whole life. Much like you would, as an athlete in baseball, you probably want to, do your best, and batting average. I don't know how that works, but there's always something. So when I got Power Rangers, it was a different thing. I was an 18-year-old kid that was handed this soon-to-be mega brand and say, okay, you're 18. Let me touch base with you when you're 46 and get through all this craziness of what choices you take in Hollywood. When you came here, you're here in LA. And
so he was 18 when he took his role of Tommy Oliver of Power Rangers.
Now you're like, cool. Where do you go from there? Was it agencies? I guess the point is, it's different now. How did you do it? Did you get an agency manager, or you just, for me, I just aggressively did not leave this agency and said, I need an audition. You said you're representing. I was persistent, not aggressive, persistent. Nope, 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 nope. Finally, he's like, here, get out of here. And that's how I got my role. What was it? How did you get that?
Well, I recognized that I had no theater background. I recognized that like anything else, I can't just walk in to a karate studio and be better than a black belt or a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You have to earn your way and learn your way. And I took it as a craft and the same thing. The first check that I wrote was to the Howard Fine School of Acting when I got to LA. God, I love it. I researched where the good acting schools were. Of course, we didn't have, Google back then. Things are so accessible now for everybody. But, I learned that, this is where the best schools were. And the first check I wrote, literally, and I probably had a couple grand in my name total.
That's true. Back in the days, there's no Google. There's not a lot of research. You have to find it on your own back in the day. Now, if you want to go to and when you're going to a community college or university, now there's research. Now there's like college tours, and what will fit into your place, like a home from you. So I did that. I went to a community college first. Then second, I went to university. And this is my last year. And I fit at home.
Was to the Howard Fine School of Acting. And I just dove in and learned and kept my mouth shut, my ears pinned back, and thought, okay, I'm going to go in the ring and just get beat up for a bit and learn and humble myself. And that was what I did. I just started going to school, learning, and then eventually I developed a network of people, which got me introductions to agents, and eventually got an agent who eventually got me some interviews, and then, that's how it worked out. But
that's true. When you're in a community college or university, get into like any program will benefit and help you. And mostly will network with a bunch of people in your major field for business, child lessons, art major, bio, or many major. But you need to have a connection with them and network with them. Because if you go quiet, don't talk to nobody, you will not build a network around that. You have to do it on your own, talk to them, get to know people, and you build that friendship together.
Acting school is what I did. I don't think I even went for an agent for the first year.
That's great. That's really good, man. I could tell that about you. It's funny. I had a movie that was supposed to be with Jason Segel. I don't know what it was called. Now that I think about it, it's getting older. But Jesse Johnson was the second unit director, so I had the script. I was starring in it. I was a cop. I remember he had to smoke. I don't smoke. And they said, what's acting? I'm like, okay, I just don't. I had to use a Zippo lighter and be really good and proficient with it. So anyway, long story short, I went to Howard Fine. Loved it.
You did?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So I go to Howard and I take maybe 3 or 4 of his classes. I go in there, very humbling. I did private lessons with the script. And he said, Jason, I will work with you anytime you want. You just need to have a movie. You need to come with me with something. It wasn't about Power Rangers. It was like, anytime you book a movie, I'll be here. And he specifically told me that, Brad Pitt, I say Brad Pitt, like I remember the conversation we had. I did this, I flew there. He said he couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. That's what he told me. And great actor. He's like, me, I can't act my way out of a paper bag. And then he told me one thing that I use in my scenario of my karate schools. About those bags, I wrote a poem, luggage or whatever. And about those bags, I never forget him say it. He goes, when you have problems, leave your bags at the door and then come in and do whatever you got to do. But when you leave, you got to pick up those bags, and that's on you. But when you're in this studio, focus, center, and I remember it. So crazy with Howard Fine. And, I wasn't too consistent. John Homa, who I talked to someone recently who trained with John Homa. I was like, oh, super crazy. It's just everything's so tied in. And then Mark Dacascos, who's in John Wick, he was in Iron Chef, and you know, he was in John Wick, great martial artist. I wouldn't say lose a lot of roles to him, but I was like, oh, Mark's doing it. Worked with Steve Wang, such a small world. But here he worked in 1986 as the pilot of Power Rangers, and he tried selling the pilot as Bioman with Haim Saban. Wow. So when I came in, I was like, oh, thank God they didn't hire Mark, because I wouldn't even be here, you know? So it was pretty crazy. But I want to thank you for inspiring me for my poems. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have continued writing in my head. That's the truth. Really? Mexico City, I remember right where I was like, I don't know. I sent it to you, and you said, I remember your text. Jay, that could be very interesting. You know, dig a little bit more, right? And I did. And I can't wait to release it. But that was a
very
big
exciting.
So I think it's very...
Yeah, Jason, David Frank, got the ball chasing him. So JDF said, thank to Jason Faunt help him or reading, because Jason Frank write poems.
You just answered the question of people, how can I be an actor trained? How can I be a UFC fighter trained? So you're sharpening your sword as an actor, and then you got your stuff coming on, and then Time Force hits. How did that work out, where then you ended up, you really ended up becoming one of the really most popular Red Rangers because of who you are, where your seasons came from, and of course the acting skills on that season was like a lot deeper than anyone. So how did that Wesley came to you, that audition? How did it happen?
You know, it's interesting because, you know, people ask me that, you know, it's a great question. From what I understand, when we did our auditions, the series went union for a brief snippet of time, whatever it was, 2, 3, 4 years. And during our auditions, in the earlier spots, they wanted to see, you know, how well you move, what kind of martial artist you were, how well you can kick and flip, and what kind of a gymnast you are. For ours, it had nothing to do with the action. It was strictly just a six-page audition with different levels in there of emotions, dealing with your father and all this stuff.
Sorry.
It was just an audition.
Someone just said, Jason effing Faunt. Sorry, it caught my attention. God,
it did?
Jason effing Faunt, all in capitals. Okay. So it caught your, sorry.
Yeah, so it was just an audition that was strictly based on the material. They kind of took the approach during that time that we're going to bring in union actors, try and create some real strong character development, real strong storylines, and we're going to teach them how to move and how to fight later. That was an afterthought. So I think they kind of changed up the format.
Yeah, cause and Jason, then Frank, you have to be in martial arts, dancing, gymnastic, many more of talents. Then Jason Faunt is like different compared to them.
A bit. So that year they got Edward Elbert has played my father. That guy was up for an Academy Award.
Yeah, dude.
Vernon Wells, who had done a ton of mainstream bad guy films, is our bad guy. So we had some guys that had some real Hollywood screen time that were on set with us. And like anything else, they helped just, bring up the level around them because of their experience. So that's kind of how it happened. And I had read for Power Rangers the 2 years before for Galaxy, didn't get it.
Okay.
They brought me back again next year for Lightspeed. Yeah.
So you auditioned for Last Go, Power Ranger Lost Galaxy, didn't get it. Then Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, he didn't get it. Now Time for he got the part.
They brought me back the second year for Lightspeed, didn't get it again. Then something interesting happened. I started to book soaps.
Yeah.
And once again, sharpening your sword is the term used earlier, which I think is perfect. Maybe I just wasn't good enough at that time. Started reading and booking a couple of soap operas on Passions in Port Charles. And then the third year they brought me back again. Obviously, I now had a little more experience. I was a little more equipped to go into the ring. And by the third time, I booked the role of Wes. And then that's where everything changed for me.
great. Well, I tell you, they probably liked you from day one, man. Everything is meant to be on stuff. And meanwhile, you know, it's like you're sharpening your sword again. Okay, Faunt, you're sharpening your sword again. I think that's the lesson that people can learn here too. The value is that, you know, for me, karate, if I got beat up in a match, I go back. I come back stronger. Get popped in the eye, split my lip, I go back. Then I work on how to block my lip. Then I get my ribs broken. I go back. So it's one of those things where it's, you know, and people liked you from day one. You've already planted the seed in their head. I always, my instructor always used to say, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind. And you were definitely there. And it was probably the reason why you're supposed to, is because that season was in-depth acting. Now, I think you do great in your karate and your martial arts because, you know, for Power Rangers, you can let the helmet heads flip and do all this stuff, but you're strong in it. We've worked several times together, almost, which I love.
So the helmet head is the stunt people doing the fighting and the flip, the kick, all that stuff.
The Forever Red and all that other stuff, and then we'll talk about. But we've worked a lot of different seasons together, and when we got a chance to meet, I was really happy because you were a leader on the show, but you were also a leader in life, and we didn't clash and butt heads. Sometimes leaders crash and butt heads. Look what's going on in the world now, but we just kind of clicked. We never bashed heads or, you know, this is better than that. So that's why I liked you. Very, very humble from the beginning, man. And we'll go back to the Forever Red, but I love Michael Madsen. I'm a big fan of Michael Madsen, dude. Like, my favorite movie is Donnie Brasco of all times, Reservoir Dogs. I love Michael Madsen. And you know the story when I met his little kid. I was in the movie premiere. I never forget it when the movie came out, and I went outside, and this little kid, kind of dirty little kid, like Power Rangers, kind of came out of the bush. I was like, whose little kid is this? And he said, can you sign my kid's autograph for me? I said, yeah, man. Signed it, took a picture, walked away. And they said, that's Michael Madsen. I said, that was Michael Madsen? No way. And then years later, I go to a Comic-Con, and he remembers, because that made his kid's day. He remembers, and I called his son, who was much older. And I was like, yeah, talk to my son, which I feel like I'm already in the mafia when he validates and gives me a hug and says, you know, you're in. You know, so it's like, he's such a cool dude. You got a chance to work with him and do you could talk about just it, or because you posted it, or not really?
Yeah. Absolutely. So just an amazing story. And again, hopefully we touch later about, you know, we didn't just wake up here. We've gotten decades of hard work to get here. But through someone that I met at a Comic-Con, believe it or not, I had met a movie producer that was out there, and he had said, hey, you know what, we got projects we're doing, stay in touch. This was 5 years ago. And over time, you know, stayed in touch, texting here and there, you know, having similar interests in football and talking about stuff. It's like 5 years later, he's like, hey, we've got this project called For Nothing, and it stars Michael Madsen and Daniel Baldwin, and we want you to play one of the you know, the leads in this. And it was an amazing situation. It's based on a 6-part novel called For Nothing, available on Amazon, and they're slating it as hopefully the new Mafia Sopranos type TV show. HBO and Netflix is really interested in it. But yeah, it goes into the dynamic between the Buffalo and the New York Mafia and the problems that they have in this world. And I got the opportunity 3-4 weeks ago to work with Michael. Great script, great book, great cast, and we filmed it, and it was so cool to meet him, and hopefully this thing will have.
Let you know, guys, that this is what Jason did with Frank. Instagram. So you might be frozen a little bit or less because on his part of the internet, his Wi-Fi, but my Wi-Fi is good.
Have an opportunity to get out there.
I'm sure, man. I love it. I love what you showed me. Like a big fan of his, but you did great in it. I mean, you did great. You really did a good job. I can't wait to see that. America is it's fascinated by mafia movies. They really are. They're fascinated. Mafia movies and television shows, for whatever reason, America is fascinated by that. Just like the toys, random little dollar toys or whatever toys, those little army men with the parachutes were like one of the highest, it's so cheap to make, but it's so cool. And you keep doing it over until it blows, until it gets stuck in a tree. But they were so cheap that we just got them over and over again. Although my parents would buy me one and say, make do. So I would make malfunctions and be like, oh, my God, I didn't live. So as a little kid, I started skydiving. I was like, I definitely don't want to do what I did with the toys. But what I'm saying is I made things work. And that was the best thing. So before we go into Forever Red and Legend of the White Dragon, because we haven't even touched base, I love you as a friend. I think this really puts us in our face and talk a little bit, which is great to listen. And it's so good. It's one of those things where a lot about my life. I listen to you a little bit, but here for a little bit. But as much as you can share, we never really said, hey, this is my job and this is what I did. It's hard work and it's grind. Yep. And every time I watch these Gary Vee shows or successful people, it's the one thing in there is discipline, work ethics, and just the drive. What were your I'll tell you some of mine. I'll tell you mine first, okay? Sure. A little bit. Let's do two. Worked at Kmart for a few weeks. I loved saying, attention, Kmart.
Oh, I didn't know JDF worked at Kmart. That's crazy, cause I used to work at Kmart too. When I finished high school, I started work for Kmart from June all the way to December for 6 months. That's crazy. I was the person who push shopping carts, stock shelf, and in the bag receiving all the supplies. Yeah.
Shoppers get up and look around, see the blue light flashing back in the sporting goods department. I mean, I would just be like, can I go? Like, not yet. Kmart, and then pizzas. I'm pretty good at making pizzas at Domino's Pizza, which I was a delivery guy in Pomona, which was not the easiest place to deliver pizza, but those were just two. Now we're talking jobs before 18. Meanwhile, I'm still training in karate because they are not paying me anything. I'm waxing floors and doing stuff. So those are two jobs. And I have more, two jobs before I was 18.
Yep. Well, two of them that I always like to bring up. The worst one I had is I worked in a factory. I would come back and my mom would say, when you come back from college, you're not just going to lay around the house. I worked at a place called Knack Toolboxes. And it's funny, you see Knack all over the place. And they were manufactured in my hometown, or right outside of my hometown of Crystal Lake, Illinois. But I was working in legitimately a factory out there mowing lawns. I remember the worst part of it is these factories are dark and dingy, and they have like their bathrooms in there. And I had to paint the bathrooms inside of a factory. So there was points where I was like right by the urinal stall painting underneath it. And it was awful, but it taught me so much about work and ethic and trying to be something better. But the factory was the one that I always think was the best one for me, but felt the worst at the time. Yeah. And then I also worked at Kmart doing the register.
There you go.
Yeah. So and getting all the carts.
Yeah.
When I see Jesse Faunt, I'm gonna ask him his job career. Oh, you used to work at Kmart. I go, I used to work at Kmart too. See, Jason Faunt, Jason Frank, and I, all three work at Kmart. Crazy.
I did a lot, man. I have another two jobs that I had, and I was still maintaining karate, which I knew was my passion, but obviously my very first paid job, like on payroll, I mean, I did lawns and sold lemonade and did all that stuff, but I was a busboy at a place called Sundowners, and that was in Fontana. And Fontana wasn't the best town either, but it was good for me. I was, young, just turned 13, and I was a busboy, and Sundowners loved me. I became employee of the month, although I'm not too sure you can hire a 13-year-old. So I might have said I was a little older. All right. I have a habit of doing that, but I worked so hard at Sundowners and made sure that the dishes were properly clean, because my Oma would just not clean dishes. She would just rinse them and put them away. So I was really like, okay, cool. We're gonna bust the table, make sure I do the best job. And that's, started, I did great as a busboy. Then I worked at a nursery, and then you're going to go to, if you have any. Then I worked at a nursery, and my job at a nursery here, I'm still doing karate, still fighting. So I work at a nursery, and my job was to memorize every roll of begonia plant to whatever other plants that we had. I had to guide them to, this is the orange tree, and this is how you grow them, 2 trees.
That's crazy. Talking about jobs, man. I wouldn't say my first job, but my first job was Kmart. My second job was doing inventory, counting. Go to like different store and count their merch. Third was working with Amazon as a shipper, like put the item inside the box. That's my whole career been working. But I used to help my parents at a donut shop. But the franchise name was Yum Yum Donut. Then after that, when the city bought the what's it called, the land, and my parents did not work for a whole year. So my dad and my mom bought somebody business / meat market / taco shop. So from all my life to like high school, I've been helping with my parents a lot about the business. So I know how to make Mexican food
together, and my job was to get raises on how many trees I would know. So I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, looking for that random flower. I know right where it's at. Follow me. So I worked there for a good amount of time. So those were 2. I still have more, but being a busboy and working at a nursery, meanwhile still doing meanwhile still doing your school, still surviving and all that stuff. So what are the other 2 jobs?
Well, the other one that I always bring up, I was a car porter at a Jeep Cherokee dealership. And that one was actually kind of fun because when people brought their cars in to get maintenance, then after we would do a courtesy wash for them. And so we'd be the guys that would wash the cars up before the customer came and picked it up after, transmission or oil changes or whatever it was. So, but that was kind of fun because, we were washing cars, it wasn't as bad, but a car porter at a Jeep dealership. I did a lot of busboys. When I was in college, my 5th year of school, I worked for a moving company. I would go to class during the day. I'd work out early in the morning. There's Cat. I'd work out early in the morning. I'd have class. I'd go from like 2 to 5.
That's true. When I was working with my parents, I'll go to school. Then later on, I'll go help my parents at the taco shop / meat market.
I have 2 to 5-ish to work as a moving company hauling furniture. I'd go back home. I'd eat a snack, and then at 6 o'clock, I would go wait tables at a Lone Star Steakhouse in North Carolina. So I was working 2 jobs my last year of college. 2 jobs,
which is amazing. Yeah. That work ethics is amazing. I mean, and then I did carpet, which I actually enjoyed doing carpet.
Did you?
I just tore carpet out of the house here. I enjoyed doing carpet. It was a team my brother got me in called Protect Restoration. We had pagers. It was cool, but the problem is it was a 24-hour restoration. So meanwhile, training, we could call 2 in the morning and be like, hey, there's an emergency flooding at Faunt's house. We need to go. So me and my brother take the truck, extract the water, cut up the carpet. Filthy, like laying carpet was good, but carrying out that listen to us, but it all drives us to being a businessman, like I love to be. But grabbing carpet out, and it would just have like the urine of the cats, and it would stink so bad. And my brother got staph under his fingers from just grabbing the carpet out. So we did that, and it was a really hard job that I would sweat. My brother was a hard worker. He's done lots of different stuff. So I did that. You know, and of course these jobs aren't like all 18 at a time. It was like, okay, I'm gonna do here, give my notice, go here, train. And I didn't work at a factory, but I did threaten my instructor one time. I said, sir, I can't live on like $20 a month. I'm gonna go load trucks at Superior Fast Freight. It's like $10 or whatever it was, $9, whatever. It was really high at the time, like $9 an hour. I'm gonna go load trucks. I'm leaving. And he goes, yeah, okay. Good luck. Wow. And I went there and I looked, and it was hot. And I'm not gonna. I wanted him to say no, please don't leave. So I didn't go work at Superior Fast Freight. That was one job where I was like, I don't really want to load boxes right now. And so I worked at a company called Stanley Steamer Carpet Cleaner.
Oh, I've seen that commercial.
Yeah, Stanley. I worked, and I did a really good job doing the carpet. So that's why my carpets are ruined, is because I think I do a great job, and I used a cheap machine. And I carpeted, shampooed my carpet, but I didn't have the vacuum on. So it just put water everywhere. Seeped in, stained, stinks, dude. So I had to cut out that carpet. But yeah, those were another couple jobs I did. Carpet, the restoration, and then carpet cleaning. And then, of course, door to door, sold encyclopedias and sold music. Adrian Moore, I'm talking to him about it. Great businessman. But, selling encyclopedias. Hey, I have to give the value of what that is. Did you do what was like sales? I mean, what would you think your job would be that was like sales? Is there any job that, because, for me, delivering, I guess it was more of a tip, but there was really Kmart, encyclopedias is where it came in, where I started to have to be a little bit more clever on how to sell things. Cause I probably never read an encyclopedia in my life. Yeah. My grammar's terrible. So if they opened up the book, I would say, right here, what does that say? I'd say, what does it say to you? Yep, that's it. What's the definition? I know the definition, but I'm trying to sell you encyclopedias. This is why you need the definition. What job for you that was like, what job was you that was, you're a financial advisor now. And I didn't mention that. I said businessman, but you're a financial advisor. You help a lot of people around the world. But what was your first job? Maybe it was this. What was your first job where you had to sell the value that you believed in?
It's funny. I think that my whole life up until this point was all manual labor, physical stuff, all that stuff leading up to after I got my degree. And I think the big thing to point out, I see people putting up is that, we've all done these jobs to build ourselves up. We didn't just wake up here. And that's why it's so important when you do these things, you learn what you do and don't want to do. You learn what your likes and dislikes are. Heck, you like the carpet aspect of it, and you're doing your own house right now, right? So, So it's kind of cool, but we all have done these things, and so it's something that we should be proud of. It helps build our character and our drive for where we are today. But getting away from that, the sales side, I think my whole life was physical and manual labor. So after I got my degree, I realized that, hey, I've got my head and I want to, start diving into the world of marketing and business. And I think that was when I first got into the financial side and the financial sector at that point. Yeah, growing up, everything was manual labor.
Yeah. I think for me, it was, it's a good point where you're at now, because you can honestly, I would, learn to sell anything and everything I could not understand. Encyclopedia is cool. You need it. Why? Because I didn't know now. I would tell them you need it because it's going to go out of freaking, no one's going to have them no more.
You're like, Google's coming. Google's coming.
Yeah, I know. I know. No clue about that. But my karate was the selling the karate, but I really believed in it. So for me, it didn't feel like a sale. It's like I believed in it, and all that stuff. So yeah, I would say for me, it was karate, but selling it sells itself. And that's kind of like your financial, when you have clients and you have business, you present something and it really sells itself. But we're talking long term. So what would you tell all the people right now? They're like, Faunt, I can't. No way, man. I can't think long term. I'm not ready to invest. I'm not ready to retire. What would you tell those people and say, hey, what would you, as a financial advisor, what would you tell someone that just wants to take all their money out and spend it because the world's going to come to the end in the next month?
Well, I mean, I think it's what we've learned here with the market is that we've had 3 major market downturns in the last 20 years. But what's interesting is that we've had a 12-year run of just things have just gone very, very well in the market, right? And in America specifically. So kids in their early 30s, and I say kids, they've never gone through any kind of thing like this. They don't remember 9/11 because that was in 2001. I mean, they remember, but they didn't have money in the game. 2008, the bank market crashed, and a lot of people weren't invested at that time. But now these kids are in their young 30s, and I think they've been kicking along, going, "Yeah, just great. You invest, you make money, things are good."
True. Investing money is really good later on, and if you can start right now investing money. For me, I like to invest money like selling stuff, buy stuff, selling on eBay, make double the profit, invest more money to my account. But learning so much about Jason Faunt about investing.
And this is, I think, this generation's first real look into like, wow, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. This stuff can turn quickly. So these things happen. They will correct themselves. We've been through this before. We'll get through this. It's a new thing. But the key is you still have to think about what you're doing when you're in your 60s and 70s, when you don't have the ability. Like, for you, Jay, you could open another karate school or try and train online. I could still, if I had to, I could, try and work at a restaurant somewhere if I had to. But when we're older, we don't have the same, what they call earning capacity and earning ability. And even if you're putting away 20, 50, $100 a month, it makes a difference. And it's important to think about, where you're going to be later on in life.
It's great. I think it's funny when it comes to karate. I thought about that before. And I've seen a lot of old school instructors, the Miyagi instructors, that, it seems like older and more crippled you get with the cane, the more respect you can get. You just have a younger guy doing it, So I used to think about that, like, what if this, what if that? But I think our knowledge is so important in the martial arts that you're investing in their knowledge. So you become more knowledgeable, I guess, and you become more wiser as you get older. So maybe you've experienced like, okay, I've been through my 20s, I've been through my 25s. Now I'm at 30 and now I'm thinking about saving. What is that age thing for you that you're like, I mean, is it 30? Is it, I invested in a retirement account just because I did. I wasn't thinking ahead, but what is the average age where they're like, Faunt, with me, you're getting all my stuff set up. All right. So, I mean, life goes by so fast. Here we are off the show 27 years later. What is the age that goes, oh yeah, that's a good idea? What is that common age?
It's
Is it older, younger?
It's the younger you are, you have to give what's called the time value of money time to build. So I tell people as soon as you start working, 10%. 10% of your income needs to go into long-term planning. And it's hard to do, but if you start young and you do what's called pay yourself first, right? All of us, if I gave you a $10,000 a month job and said, spend what you're going to spend, just save at the end. And we're all going to buy a new TV, a new watch. It's kind of the way that it's been. But if you pay yourself first, then everything else will reorganize around it. So we tell people you got to start young, start small, and pay yourself first. If you don't pay you, nobody else will. And so as soon as you start working.
That's true. Start when you get your first job when you're younger. Because later on in the future, just a case like an emergency, like medical stuff, housing, or just a case your parent kick you out from the house where you're gonna live at. Start saving in the future, or you can tell your kids start saving when you get your first job, because who knows what will happen to your parents or someone else, but you have to do it on your own and learn from it.
you want to start putting away 10%. Yep.
Which I think that's the biggest value, Jay. Is I know we got, you know, the Forever Red, we got jobs. I think the biggest value, I always try, like Catherine and Nakia, we, you know, they have different, everyone's got different messages that I try to bring on.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest message for me, for you, is like I had Adrian Morrison, great guy, e-commerce, big businessman, $50 million in sales, but we didn't talk about this perspective because this is not what he does. This is not his, you know, profession of saving money and helping people, but you're also very limited on the clients you take. And I understand that. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, don't really understand it. And I'll be honest, I'll be the first one to admit, I'll call you, hey, Jay, about this and about that, because people say businessman, but I'm a businessman, but I don't have all the answers to all the business. I have to get professionals. That's why you get a writer, a director, a producer, an actor, because I just can't do it all myself. And a smart businessman connects with others and they learn from you. And that's what you're definitely telling me. What?
That's really true. Like, for like a comic book, for example, you need to find connection. Okay, if you do it on your own, you have to write a story. You have to write, create character. You have to draw it out, color it, make a storyline. If you get people you know who make a comic book, you need to talk to them and build a team making all that. Because if you make it on your own, it would take forever. Like, then the Jedi Rise, that guy. But if I make a comic book, I talk to Patrick how when he started a comic book. You need to talk to people who know how to do art, line drawing, color. Don't you, like, you on stage, you go, oh, I hand draw, then I use AI to color. No. You have to do it on yourself.
Bugs in here. What would you tell people? This thing will go off in about 10 minutes, but what would you tell people? Like, is there anywhere they can go? Because people are always asking me, I remember these apps you had, Acorns, all this other stuff. You'd be like, no, Jay, this is where you want it. Where can people go? I mean, you're busy, you're booked, I get it. But where, and you have a selected client, but where can people go to learn more about this? And I think it's important. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things. You got to be careful because anyone that's talking always is selling their thing, their agenda. But there's a lot of really good companies like a Vanguard that you can go to that you won't work with an advisor, but they have a lot of what's called no load funds where you can start putting dollars away and just getting your money working for you. But Vanguards will usually refer people that want to just get going that have smaller dollar amounts. And that's why I always recommend Vanguard.
Yeah, I think it's great, man. I know what's been going on lately. We text each other, and I think here we are playing pool, but it keeps my mind refreshed, right? You send me, I'm never really a good pool player. I never really played that game, but it was interesting. You're doing your business, I'm doing stuff, we're multitasking, and it's just so refreshing to be like, oh, I'm up, boom, and then give it time, and then anyway, it was one of those days where it really hit me, and I thought, man, two things I thought, this is what world is coming to. And then the second thought was, this is what the world's coming to. I had two different perspectives and two different thoughts, two different thought processes. One was like, this is crazy. This is what the world's up to. And then my other thought process was, wow, this is crazy. This is what the world is up to. And I was happy about that second thought process.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and we're crazy sitting around, but it almost like brings people together. We would have hung out and talked about whatever we talked about, but definitely I try not to, and this is definitely a hangout, but we're friends. So there's things maybe, I don't know, we should, but we don't talk about, you know what I mean? So I had that gratefulness of saying, wow, this is what it's come to, and this is what it needed to come to. You know what I mean? How are you dealing with, everyone's different, but how are you dealing with this like what the heck's going on. I do this. I do the gym. I'm always active. We did Legend of the White Dragon, which we didn't talk about yet. But what do you do to stay busy out of all this stuff?
Well, I guess in the interest of time, so we definitely want to talk about that as well. You know, I've always been very active. So for me, you know, setting up a home gym. What's that?
Steve just, Steve heard you say.
Yeah, I mean, just it's Rocky. Oh my God, it's Rocky DeSanto. But you know, staying creative. But I think that it's forcing people to connect in a different and new way. And we've gotten away from that. I mean, we've gotten just texting only. Very few, you know, everyone's just interacting via phone. And so I think it's just kind of, you know, like I said, it's just a silver lining. Obviously, this is not a good thing. Nobody wants to lose lives, but I think it's forcing us to connect as a society and to start going like, I mean, wow, you know, maybe I've been using too much paper towels or toilet paper or throwing too much stuff away, like rethinking the way you do things, the way you connect with people. And I hope that this is like, you know, your grandparents, the depression people, they're always so frugal with money because they're like, oh my God, we've been to a point where we had nothing. And maybe our generation starts to think of that a little more because, I mean, the kids that are in their 20s, man, everything's been just so accessible to these guys. And maybe now this is a learning lesson for us.
Yeah, for sure. Get together, connect. It's one of those things where, I mean, I guess we try to make the best out of everything, you know. I think it makes me realize, for me, is that the blessings of everything, meeting people, blessings of going out and grabbing food if I want without thinking things, you know, it's the blessings that I wouldn't say forgot, but the blessings of my friends, the blessings of the fans, and this. And I'll tell you, if everyone's complaining and, hey, y'all lucky we have cell phones. Because
That's true. Like, I'm blessed to have friends at school, family. I'm blessed to have them all. Blessed to have people from the internet. Blessed to have a bunch of stuff. So, thank to them.
Because if this happened 20 years ago, you will be driven even more crazy. We have the Netflix, we have the entertaining stuff, we have all that. And I don't like to touch base on, but we, you know, in the beginning, we did the Legend of the White Dragon. That's coming out. That was planned a long time ago. But let me tell you what the Legend of the White Dragon has done for me. Number one, it has connected me close to fans that are super happy about it. The industry right now is the Netflix and the entertainment, but that's kind of a quick satisfaction. Like, okay, I'm going to get it in the satisfaction. I think for me, I really like the longevity of stuff. I check on fans, I read the comments, you check on Kickstarter, you're like, wow, this is really going on and it's really happened. But I'm happy and blessed, dude, to be part of this. The people that, you know, like King Batch, like never met the guy in person. He's got a huge social media following, different audience from us probably. I do see a lot of people that like his stuff, but just makes me feel blessed and connected. And, you know, and I'm not disconnecting from everyone who's like, I lost my job at this, I can't do that. It's like, don't do it. Don't rent the movie on TV then. Don't go to the Kickstarter. Just don't do it. But it's there to entertain. So movies like Bloodshot, you know, it went to video, and then the series is out, The Legend of the White Dragon. So I'm going to tell you, dude, thank God for entertainment right now. Thank God for iPhones. Thank God for my friends taking time out of the day. And dude, it's crazy. Legend of the White Dragon, we're already like 60-70% of our goal. And I really, truly feel that's because we have a purpose and passion. Because I'm doing this thing for nothing. We have a purpose and passion. And the fans can't control this entity, and so can we. And I'm so happy and ready to get on it, dude. And it's perfect pre-production. If you look at the project you've done, it's perfect timing just going to pre-production right now. You're editing, pre-production. Even if people are past it, then they can edit and color grade. So it's actually, you know, it's given entertainment catching up, or they're going to get behind one way or another. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited. I know this thing's going to cut off in about yesterday.
5 minutes. Well, you think about it, Jake. It also lets us feel a sense of community. You know, you and I have a group chat going with 4 or 5 other Rangers right now. And that's something that we didn't have before. You and I talk every day, but like you start getting group chats. I've got some of my friends from home digging out old pictures, trading Zoom stuff. And the Legend of the White Dragon, like you said, it was planned a long time ago, but it gives us all a sense of some kind of community and togetherness where we're all looking at stuff, we're all rooting together. well, there's no sports, there's nothing else. So we're all kind of like flying our own little spaceship right now. And this allows some community and some camaraderie, companionship, whatever you may call it, you know?
Yeah. And I feel that sometimes people are like, I'm sorry if I can't donate. I'm like, dude, your emotional support, the whole world is what we need right now.
Yep.
More emotional support. Yes, people are donating and this thing is going off the charts, but that's because they're, Hasbro just released the G.I. Joe toy. So you look at Hasbro and you're like, it's a toy. I had nothing to do. I'm like, I used to collect G.I. Joe. I didn't box them, say, give me one. But, people are entertaining. So I would tell the people, if you can't do it, don't do it. If it's on the movie and you can't do it, watch a rerun or watch something free. If you can, you're part of it. If you can't, you're part of it. Because right now, the world needs emotional connection more than anything right now. And that's what people are doing with the Legend of the White Dragon. Some people are donating, some people aren't, but we're all in it emotionally together. And I get pumped. I check it all the time. Aaron's like, it's like, I get pumped. I'm pumped. And so people don't understand that I will sacrifice my time to go do that for free. They're like, well, I'm done. I'm like, dude, I'm happy to go do that. We're going to film. I'm happy to do that 2 weeks for free. I'll cancel whatever I got going on and film it. And I'm excited to do with Bat and the Sun. So that's, I didn't have you on because the Kickstarter wasn't like, Kickstarter and have Jason. This was already planned a long time ago. And that's kind of, it's selling itself, put it that way. Like karate and everything we do, it sells itself. You present a financial plan. But what am I going to say? There's nothing, you see the perks, you see everything going up, and then you look and think, the most thing I don't have is patience. But with your plans and investing, patience is important, right? Mm-hmm. Patience, like in the Power Ranger brand, which, and I'm going to ask you, but what year was your show coming out?
2000. It aired during the year 2001.
Okay, that's
February 2001.
Okay, that makes sense why everyone is on the surge of your season.
So 2001, Jason Faunt. So we're on 2026, almost 25 years. Wow.
People grew up, like I see people and like, I grew up watching you. I'm thinking, man, you were super young because you didn't grow up on me then. You were probably just born in that time. So, it's amazing to have it's amazing to have connection, dude. Connection without wanting anything. You do the cons for fun. I do them for fun. Yes, I miss having fun. I miss seeing all the other guys, but we're blessed. Yeah, we really are blessed. And I'm blessed to have you on here, man. And I know I don't want to get cut off, but everyone that's watching is Jason Frank, Jason Faunt, Jason Frank Faunt, Jason Faunt Frank. Anyway, is there any, and I'll, of course we always text, so I'm going to text you right after, but is there anything, man, you want to we didn't do, there's so much to talk about. You see how fast this went by? It's like,
it did go by fast.
I know, dude.
It flies by. I'm thinking, man, it's an hour. Well, you know what, Jay, thank you for doing this because I think it's amazing to, like I said, people, I think there's a lot of people that aren't as fortunate where they're alone right now. They don't have, wives and girlfriends and maybe kids at home. So they're alone. And this gives everybody a chance to reach out and talk and hang out. So kudos to you for creating this venue for us all to be together. And, so it's cool. I think it's given some people some hope and something to do and hopefully some satisfaction during this crazy time.
Perfect. Faunt, that's just in time because we're about to get cut off, dude. Thank you, man. I'm going to send you probably a text. I don't have my phone. It's broken, but I'll send you an Instagram text. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. All right. Take care, guys. God bless.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, Faunt, amazing. Thank you. We're about to get cut off. JDF IG live show. We have a bunch of people coming. We have Chris Katana, who came last night, shared his love for the YouTube. We have a bunch of, if I get cut off, I already kind of went through the list. Next up, we have, I think, coming up, Rob Pryor, if I'm not mistaken. Rob Pryor.
Wow. Great story with Jason Faunt and Jason David Frank. Amazing person. What do you think about this interview? Jason Faunt and Jason David Frank talk about business, his jobs, secret about the military, using fake ID. Like, comment, share. See you on the next video. Peace. All right. Chef Malky said, I love watching those interviews. I never saw this side of JDF. He was freaking cool guy. Yep. Jason was amazing person in real life. That glad we met him. Some people didn't meet Jason Frank, but I'm glad I met him twice. And everybody else who met him, he was a great guy, amazing person to talk to. He cared about his fans more than everybody else. Last person, he's still gonna wait. And so forth. That's it. And I will drop the link. We got 10 minutes. So I will drop the link. If you want to come back, I'll come. Talk about Jason, David Frank, and Jason Faunt interview. Click the, like Sean Reyes said, I can't even talk right. Click the link, motherfuckers. Hit the link, motherfuckers. I need to get that soundbite. Yeah, Henry start at 5 and does start at 5. You know, they play music, so like 2-3 minute music. So you got like 25 minutes to spend time with me. It's okay. Henry can wait. Well, yeah, today is WWE main event today too. Also, at 5.
Saying my name again is Rudy. Stalking my page, I see you snooping. Rudy, saying my name again is Rudy. Rudy, stalking my page, I see you snooping. Jealous of me, I see you losing. Remember my name, that boy Rudy. Oh, get on me then. Checking my vids, why you mad, man? You was really booming, never leaking my script. Just cause I'm built like that. And my content hits, whack little comments, you know you typing quick. I bagged the day one, you jealous of it. Now your whole squad, stay up in my mix. Real life problems, you stay doom and gloom. Mr. Rican, I stay toe tag, you just babbling. All it remembers, keep imagining you beefing with me. Yeah, that shit would never happen when you start seeing us. And double, boy, you in trouble. Bring the heat to your kitchen, never come out and play. Boy, you better watch your mouth today. Can't stand the shine, moving you out the way is the mission. You never want that confrontation, that's Rudy. Saying my name again, it's Rudy. Stalking my page, I see you snooping. Jealous of me, you must be losing. Remember my name, your boy Rudy. Rudy.
All right, so no one didn't hit the link, so it's cool. But remember, like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to the my YouTube channel, and watch any video will help me grow my channel up. All right, see you guys real soon. I'm at school, so depend on my schedule. Sometimes I go live, sometimes I don't, but when I drop video, go watch them for me, please. And like, comment, share. See you on the next video. Peace. I'm out. And thank you very much.